what has happened?
Aditi, there are a couple of things which I would like to initially, as an initial remark, I would like to do it on a pointer wise and then I'll go in details. First and foremost, there is a huge amount of anti-incumbency against the incumbent government of Arvind Kejriwal. He hasn't delivered on single promises of his. If you look into his 2015 manifesto, then the 2020 manifesto, all manifestos, it's just bunch of lies. 2015 manifesto, compare that with 2020, it was just shuffling and reshuffling of assurances without any practical solution to anything and without any practical reflection of that reality. Just 3-4 important things I want to say here. In the field of education itself, he keeps on talking about world-class educational system in Delhi and the way the school education has been improved and all, 2015 manifesto, then again 2020 manifesto, Aam Aadmi Party had assured around 1,200 colleges and universities in Delhi. How many colleges has he inaugurated? How many new colleges has he formed? How many universities has he formed? Not a single one. Then if you come to the question of, CCTV cameras, his promises was like in every mohalla, in every lane, there will be CCTV cameras. How many CCTV cameras are there across the nook and corner of Delhi? You go and look into the lanes, you hardly see any CCTV cameras. Then having said that, he also spoke about making Yamuna water as as clean as Bisleri water. That was the promise which he has given. Why is it that the Chief Minister of Haryana has the courage of drinking Yamuna water from River Yamuna, and the UP Chief Minister has the courage of drinking Yamuna water from the Yamuna River itself, and Arvind Kejriwal doesn't have the courage of doing that? This is something which he has to answer,
Absolutely. So I understand where you're coming from, sir. I just want to also point out that this culture of freebies, as I pointed out, it's the Jhuggi population which it appealed to. For them, free electricity, free water is a huge, and it happened also. Prime Minister Modi, in fact, had to, initially when BJP started campaigning, they were going all out and targeting this Revadi culture, so-called. But then eventually the Prime Minister did have to come out and say that, we're not going to take all this away. We are going to keep all this, maybe add to it. So it's not that nothing has worked. And this, when we went and spoke to people in the Jhuggis, they were still very clear that we will vote for AAP because we do not want these perks or these freebies to go away, which I'm not very sure, which we are not very sure if they'll stay or go.
See, can I add here something?
Sure.
See, we need to understand both the things very clearly. If it is a kind of a dole out for the poorer people, or if it is something for enhancing their upliftment with proper projects which are properly budgeted and with a proper budgetary allocation in it, that is something else that every government does it. That is not freebie. Freebie is something which you just give out, thinking that as though it's a lollipop you are taking out from your pocket and you are giving it to your child. That is where the problem is. In relation to the electricity itself, I myself, I wish I would have gotten the electricity bill today and I could have shown it. Every month in both my houses, I get in an electricity bill of around 2,000 rupees per month. So where is the freebie?
But I think for you, I don't think that freebie is for you. It's for the
no, but
cluster.
Aditi,
the 40% of Delhi lives in these Jhuggis.
Aditi, it is irrespective of clusters. It's irrespective of any domain, any shade as such. His core voters were the people from the slums, people who were deprived, the economically very poor, and the other core voters were the people from the Purvanchal area, the Purvanchalis, Why is it that there is a shift of the Purvanchali voters as well as the voters from the clusters and from the Jhuggis? This is something which Arvind Kejriwal has to answer to the people. assurances which he gave to the bus conductors, to the bus drivers, to the auto walas, to the rickshaw walas, to the car walas, then also to the lift men and everything.
But
All his
let me
assurances
let
were
me
a bunch of
right.
lies
Let me
and
bring
nothing
in
else.
Deshata Nagamji there. Is it because of failed promises? Anti-incumbency होती ही है 10 साल में, थोड़ी बहुत होती है. But are these the failed promises, or are these the Sheesh Mahal and the liquor scam controversy, or would you attribute it to not having grassroots level workers like the BJP has RSS workers who are going
There are a couple of factors here which I believe are very strong and which have played a very important role in relation to the Delhi Assembly election. First and foremost, we need to understand that Delhi, the total population of Delhi, 67% is lower middle class, then middle class and upper middle class. So Delhi is more of a it's more of a urbanized middle class state. So the impact of budget has been tremendous on that. If I compare this with 2024 Lok Sabha election, the middle class in general was little annoyed with the Bharatiya Janata Party because of high price rise, unemployment, and inflation. Like they were very much happy with the other initiatives being taken at the diplomatic front or even at the geostrategic level front by the Modi government. But when it came to the question of delivery in terms of financial and economic needs, there the middle class was little annoyed. So this budget, I think, has a huge impact on Delhi Assembly election. That's one. The second is like, if you look into the election results, let me just do a comparative analysis. Haryana, then Maharashtra, Jharkhand, and now Delhi. Maharashtra, the Sangh played a very important role as a backup to the Bharatiya Janata Party, and BJP has seen the results in Maharashtra election. Haryana, everyone was giving out on the Bharatiya Janata Party, and Congress was in a crescendo, thinking that they will be coming back to power after 15 years. But it is this Sangh Parivar's Karikarta, the Karikarta of the Sangh Parivar, who did the door-to-door campaign and the door-to-door connect. That had a huge impact on the final results in Haryana, and BJP came back to power. In Jharkhand, the backup being given by the Sangh was missing. And we see the results in Jharkhand. BJP actually lost election, which otherwise it could have won in Jharkhand.
Interesting
point.
point.
And same here is in Delhi also. I have seen for myself in the booth, in different booths in Delhi, wherever I traveled today morning and in the afternoon, majority of the booth Karikartas, most of them are Sangh Karikartas. Hardly very few from the Bharatiya Janata Party, very few who are activists from the Bharatiya Janata Party. So I understand that will have a huge impact on the results.
From the person who's
the most important thing here out here is like महिला वोटर की जहां बात आती है, महिला वोटर ने तीन बार उन लोगों ने देखा है आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार को. और डिलीवरी की जहां बात आती है, वुमेन सिक्योरिटी से फॉर एग्जांपल, सीसीटीवी कैमरास, ये तमाम चीजें, जितने सारी चीजें हैं, वहां पे डिलीवरी लेवल आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार के बहुत नेगेटिव रहा है और बहुत ही गंदा रहा है. आज दिल्ली में कहीं ना कहीं पे महिलाएं या फिर लड़कियां सुरक्षित महसूस नहीं करती हैं बाहर जाने में. कितने सारे घटनाएं होती हैं मॉलेस्टेशन की, गैंग रेप्स की, ब्रूटल मर्डर की. ये सारी चीजें तो कहीं ना कहीं पे लोगों के दिमाग में ये सब चीजें बहुत इम्पैक्ट डालता है. इसके साथ साथ Delhi is a quasi state, and being a quasi state, it is more important for Delhi to have a double engine sarkar, because without that, development in Delhi in a holistic sense cannot happen. और पिछले 15 साल में दिल्ली का जो विकास है, खास करके अंदर की जो मोहल्ले हैं, जितने सारे आपके लोकेलिटीज हैं, वहां पे जो विकास है, वो विकास लगभग ठप पड़ चुका है. कूड़ा हर जगह पे दिखाई देता है. देयर इज सो मच ऑफ pollution, there is air pollution, there is water pollution, then there is sanitation issue. There is a lot of dumping which is taking place across the nook and corner of Delhi, whether it's in the very poorer areas of Delhi or for that matter, even the very urbanized localities like GK, like Saket, like Chirag Delhi and Gitanjali and all those places. वहाँ पे भी कूड़े के
Fair
ढेर
point.
है.
पर ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है, एग्जिट पोल्स में तो हरियाणा में तो दिखा रहे थे, हरियाणा के एग्जिट पोल्स में कांग्रेस वाज विनिंग, the results were different.
If you remember,
So these numbers may not hold.
If you
remember that.
remember, Aditi, before the Haryana election, before the counting of the Haryana vote, when I was doing a show with you, I had categorically said that Bharatiya Janata Party will be coming back with a landslide victory. None other panelists were agreeing to that. You know, like ये जो कहीं ना कहीं पे जो ये एक जो पिछले 15 साल में जो डिलीवरी रहा है ना केंद्रीय सरकार का, और खास करके विथ states which are being ruled by the Bharatiya Janata Party, because of the notion of the double engine sarkar, people have seen the difference which has taken place in terms of governance at the grassroots level, in terms of development at the grassroots level. Delhi is a very, very specific kind of a state. It is a highly specialized state. You cannot be an opposition chief minister in Delhi and rule Delhi, you know.
Okay.
देश में दो ऐसे प्रदेश हैं जहां पे मैं समझता हूं कि दो मुख्यमंत्री हैं जो अभी भी अपने आप को ऑपोजिशन का एक तरह से ऑपोजिशन का मेन मुखिया समझते हैं. One is Arvind Kejriwal, and both the states are having a huge dismal performance in the grassroots level. और एक चीज और मैं यहाँ जरूर करूंगा, मुस्लिम मतदाता को लेकर बहुत सारी बातें. Let me tell one thing very clearly, that the Bharatiya Janata Party should come out of this notion that the Muslim electorate is going to vote for the BJP. It will not do it, and it's not going to do it. Sooner BJP and the Sangh Parivar comes out of this notion, it is much better.
But isn't it a more statesman-like, if the party is for the entire country, then Muslims are a part of this.
They are a part of it, but some
idea can be to go out in
yes, and BJP has been trying this, and BJP has tried this in Jammu and Kashmir also.
Who knows? This might just be another Haryana exit poll.
Well, I wish if that would be the reality for Aam Aadmi Party and for Arvind Kejriwal, and Arvind Kejriwal would be the happiest person then. But what I understand is like the glaring reality at the grassroots level is completely different from what the Aam Aadmi Party is visualizing the third term for the Aam Aadmi Party. And there are reasons behind it. First and foremost is like what I understand is like 8th of February will be a Waterloo for the Aam Aadmi Party in relation to Delhi, and Arvind Kejriwal will be a part of the pages of political history of our country.
Okay.
Aam Aadmi Party was a temporary phenomenon which came on the plank of misgovernance, anti-corruption plank, and across political history, across political contours in relation to different parts of the world, whenever there is a kind of a surgence of a political phenomenon, it gallops, then it's a status quo, and then it comes down. So that is exactly what's going to happen with Aam Aadmi Party. Misgovernance at the highest level, false assurances and blatant lies day in, day out.
So do you agree with Manasvi then that so you're basically saying the same thing as Manasvi, except Manasvi says Aam Aadmi Party's downfall is going to be Congress's resurgence. Do you believe that?
Yes, I'm just coming to that only. And why I'm saying is like there would be a resurgence of Congress, but that would not translate in terms of seats. First and foremost, we have to look into the issues. Liquorgate is a major issue. The scam in the Mohalla clinic is a major issue. Transport scam, then education scam, together with that the Sheesh Mahal and the Yamuna water. These are very, very sensitive issues for a small state like Delhi, which only has around 70 assembly seats. And people in Delhi are very aware. The awareness level is very, very high. Aam Aadmi Party was a phenomenon created by the media. Aam Aadmi Party's Waterloo will also be a phenomenon which will be generated by the media on the 8th. Second is like Congress getting around 8 to 9% vote share itself is an Waterloo for the Aam Aadmi Party, because from 4%, if it goes up to say around 9%, which is an addition of around say 3 to 4% more or 5% more, that would actually ensure the marginalization of the number of seats won by the Aam Aadmi Party in the past. Several seats in the past, in 2020 election, the difference of of the final result was between 500, 250 votes to 2,000 votes. It was so close a
Yes.
margin. That's one. The second is like Bharatiya Janata Party adding on another 4 to 5% of in its total vote share, which is usually around 38%. So if BJP adds on say another 4 to 5%, and 4 to 5% for Congress means it's a downsizing of around 10 to 12% vote share for the Aam Aadmi Party, and that is where the catch
Manasvi
is.
wants to counter. He wants to come in. Yes, Manasvi,
Madam,
please.
I also
Just 30
20
seconds.
seconds, yeah,
30
please.
seconds. See, you cannot create an issue out of a non-issue. If the issue was a non-issue, such an issue would not have been created by the LG. There was substantial evidences to prove that yes, there has been scam in relation to the liquor gate. There were substantial evidences to prove that there was scam in the health, in the health department, in the education department. And together with that, if we are talking about polarization at the grassroots level, if there is a Muslim polarization taking place in Delhi, there is also a counter polarization
I think
which is happening.
polarization, I think
so that is also a factor which cannot be
polarization
cannot
तो
be
sir,
negated.
Muslim polarization तो हुआ ही नहीं सर इस बार.
नहीं हुआ है, ओखला पे हुआ है, जाफराबाद पे हुआ है, एनटीसीए राइट्स के दौरान जिस तरह की चीजें हुई है लोगों ने भूला नहीं है अभी तक.
Okay,
I mean एनटीसीए राइट्स was a handiwork of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, Manasvi,
Amitullah Khan and all of them
let
were involved
Manasvi
in
come
it.
back. Yes, Manasvi, quickly.
Yeah, polarization is not an issue of 2025. It was the issue of 2020. And I don't think this election is an issue of polarization. This election is on the issue of failing promises. That is the core issue. This election is an issue of the idea which was Aam Aadmi Party, which was a crusader against corruption, have been deep down or accused of corruption. That's the major thing, which has not worked out for Aam Aadmi Party. The counter narrative of providing